Hello everyone, it is January 1st, 2026, and we are back with our monthly analysis video. And this is for December of 2025, and the first analysis video that's published in 2026 though. So, this is published at the normal midnight Pacific Standard Time. Okay, so as usual, before we go over this, I'm going to read over the guest distribution for the month of, and this will be obviously for December of 2025. So here we go. So I failed 0 times, whereas last month I also failed 0 times. Also 0 6s both months. Alright, for the 5s I actually had 0 5s this month, whereas last month I had 3, so that's 3 better. Alright, but I had a whopping 18 4s. Yes, I had 18 4s. That's why I don't have any 5s. Whereas last month I had 13 only, so that's 5 more. Alright, and then we had 10 3s this month, whereas last month we had 11, so that's 1 worse, I guess you could say. 3 2s this month, whereas last month also exactly 3 2s, so that stayed the same. And 0 1s both months. Honestly, 3 2s for these random words, really good. Alright, so next we're going to read Squirtle. So this is obviously going to be with Slate. First, I'll do the differences for these, but for the thematic or the Christmas starting words, no differences for that. Alright, so 0 fails this month for Squirtle, whereas last month it also had 0 fails. Actually, 0 6s both months actually as well. Wow, good. Good for Squirtle. Alrighty. I had 5 5s this month, whereas last month I had 7, so that's 2 better. 14 4s this month, whereas last month I had 13, so that's 1 more. I had 11 3s this month, whereas last month I had 10, so that's 1 better. So I guess so we had 11 3s, 14 4s. Last month we had 10 3s, 13 4s, so that's interesting. So it's linear a little bit there. 1 2 this month, whereas last month it had 0. Wow, 0. So 1 better, and of course 0 1s both months. Now for the Christmas starting words. It failed once, which I'll show you guys after I read these off. 0 6s, 5 5s, 12 4s, 12 3s. So the 3s and the 4s literally tied exactly. 12 12. 1 2 and 0 1s. So the fail is with batch. It failed on the atch word. With Slate it actually got it in 5, but with the random starting word that day it failed. Alright. And here I highlighted a couple of very lucky solves I had just from a P for a word like tulip, just 3. Just from a Y for a word like dodgy, a 3. So those were interesting. Here I highlighted the yellow for the ones where we actually had random Christmas answers. For Burr and White, we both happen to have 3 for every single column here. And then here 4 3 5. Alright. And then here we had some non-Christmassy words. I mean, decor, I guess, kind of could be, maybe. Siren, maybe. Like siren, like ring the sirens, it's the end of the year, I don't know, something like that. Okay. Time to read off the final scores here. Alright. So, I had 108 Squirtle, 116 with the random words, 118, which is interesting because with the random words, Squirtle was doing better in the first half of the month, and then it changed at the end. Average for me at 3.48, so glad it stayed under 3.5. Squirtle with a 3.74. With the random starting words, 3.81. Median for all of us, 4. Standard deviation really low for me, 0.67. Great. And then for Squirtle, 0.76, literally the flipped, and for with the random starting words, 0.96. So yeah, 0.67 really low for me because I only had 3s, 4s, and I only had 2s, 3s, only a couple 2s, and otherwise only 3s and 4s because I had no 5s this month. First, third quartile IQR mode, all the same. 3, 4, 1, 4. Now, for Squirtle with the Christmas starting words, the 3s and the 4s tied for 12 and 12. So the mode for Squirtle with Christmas starting words is 3 and 4. Alright, differences now. I did only 2 worse. Squirtle did 1 better. But because this month had 31 days versus last month's 30, my average was 0.05 better for Squirtle. Even though only 1 better, 0.16 better average-wise. Median stayed the same at 4, which is not surprising. Standard deviation, I did 0.14 better, so that's good. Squirtle only 0.01 worse. Very, very close between last month and this month. For me, quite significantly better. My quartiles just all stayed the same. For Squirtle, the third quartile IQR improved by 0.25 because I had a random 4.25 third quartile last month for some reason. That was really weird. So yeah. So there you go. That is it for the Christmas monthly analysis video. Christmas month analysis video. So yeah, let's see how I'm gonna do it for January, because we're doing it with the new system from tomorrow. So I'll figure out how I'm gonna get that to work. But for now, that is it for this month, and I'll see you guys in the Wordle videos. Bye bye.